Hey, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we are using products from Missing Stamps. We're going to use the Fortune Teller stamp set and die set, coordinating dies. I'm using the Magical World stamp set and the coordinating die. I'm using this castle right here and the die to cut that out. I'm also going to use one of the owls from the Owls and Stamps and Die set. I'm using him and that little letter. And then we're going to use the cobblestone stencil and the perspective floor stencil as well. We're going to make a 5x7 3D column card. All right, for this card, you're going to need a few parts and pieces. You need two 3.5 by 7-inch pieces and four 1 1/4 by 5.5-inch pieces. You also need four 2 3/4 by 1-inch piece and four 1 by 1 3/4-inch pieces of cardstock, along with the parts and pieces for your stamping. So I've already done some of that for us. And we're going to start off by working on our background here. So we pull in a sticky mat. And I'm going to use the cobblestone stencil. We need to do this first. So we're going to take and put on our stencil. And I'm going to use some Metropolis ink. So I'm going to ink blend or ink over our stencil. This way we're going to have a nice cobblestone pillared effect. This is going to be, like I said, we're making a 3D column pillar card. All right, once you get to the top, you're going to remove that. And for the part at the top up here, we're going to line up the bottom. And then we can just ink blend over that. And that way we have a continuation of our cobblestones. Now, while we have this out, and take our white pieces. All right, we have two pieces that will get the cobblestone. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Those will be for our top of our card. And then we have two pieces. Actually, we need two of our small pieces. So that's going to be cobblestone as well. These are our matte layers. These are the 1 by 1 3/4-inch pieces. Clean that later. That will be for the top of our 3D card. We're going to get our perspective now. We're going to take and ink blend that. I've already done the other three pieces. This is the 1 1/4 by 1 by 2 3/4 piece. You have two of those that's like this, and then two that are the 1 by 1 3/4 pieces that you're going to use this stencil on as well. There's that. We also need to do our top layer. We need to use our cobblestone. This is your two of the 1 1/4 by 5.5-inch pieces. our other piece. There's actually enough room that you can get them right in between all of the cobblestones. All right, that's all of our inking. Now we need to do our scoring. So on your 3 by 7.5 inch or 3.5 by 7 inch pieces, you're going to score. Get my stylist. You need to score at 3/4 of an inch. And you're scoring on the 3.5 inch side. So 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 2.25 inches, and 3. Okay, so you're gonna do that to both of those pieces. For your 1.25 by 5 inch pieces, on the 5.5 inch side, you're gonna score at 3 inches and 5 inches on all 4 of those. Okay, I've already done the others. So there's our 2 top pieces, our bottom pieces. That's for our top. These are for our bottom mat layers. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and score, fold and burnish our score lines. All right, so there's all our pieces scored. Now we're going to take our liquid glue, and on this 3/4 inch piece right here, or 1/2 inch piece, 1/2 inch strip, we're going to add adhesive all the way down that. Go ahead and fold that over, press that into place. Give it a nice, just nicing. Pressed in there. There's our first column or pillar. We're going to do that same thing on the other one. All right, now your seams will be in the back, okay? We're gonna set those to the side for a minute. Now we're gonna work on we've got our 2 pieces for our top. You're gonna add adhesive on your little 1/2 inch flap. And you're gonna join them together. And then we're gonna join this one to the other side. You're gonna make your little, this is gonna be like your little roof top, or the part that's gonna hold your columns. Okay, so there's that. We'll go ahead and do the other one the same way. Sure everything's nice and squared. All right, now we're going to start by adding these pieces in. We're going to start at the bottom. We're going to make sure your seam's in the back. We're going to add liquid glue about 3/4 of the way up. And we're going to take and put this in here. We want to make sure that it's even on both sides. Press that into place. Sure it's nice and lined up. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. My adhesive's going to go over here. All right, for the top, I'm going to add adhesive here. And adhesive on the other side. Same way we did the bottom. We're going to take our top, bring it on. We're even on both sides. All right, once the glue starts grabbing, you want to kind of fold it flat, and on your grid, you want to make sure you have a good right angle. Everything's nice and straight on one of the straight lines, and you have good right angles right there, okay? So there's our base. Now we're gonna add our decorations. So I'm gonna start with my 1 by 2 3/4 inch pieces. These are going to be for the top. So I'm just going to mat that. On. We'll go ahead and add our other piece for our back. We got our 2 side pieces. Make sure you get your nice even margins. Take your time. All right, we got our bottom pieces we can add on now. Now this part right here will be sturdier once we add our pieces for the inside. Now you could totally not had to did that if you didn't want to. I just thought it added a little bit more texture to the card and a little bit more interest. All right, I'm gonna fold it flat. And it will fit into a 5x7 envelope. I'm going to go both directions. That way I can get it where it's staying even. Now remember, your seam is in the back. So there's our seam. So this is our front. Now, to save time, I did go ahead and do a little bit of prep work. I went ahead and stamped in color all our images for our card. Then I went ahead and stamped out my sentiment. And I picked the sentiment from the fortune teller stamp set. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our fortune teller. Actually, we're going to add our castle first. So we're going to lay that on there. Add liquid glue here and over here. Bring it down just a tad. Now you could use the castle die set for that as well. So we're going to go ahead and put on our sentiment. I'm going to pop it up on some foam adhesive. Add that across the top. I'm going to add a foam dot to our little owl. So I'm going to bring him right in there. We're going to add his little letter. We're going to add our fortune teller table here. I'm going to add my little fortune teller. We'll add our crystal ball. It's going to add our teacup. In front. And then our little kitty cat, we're going to pop up on a foam square. And put him right down there like he's taking his little nap. Now, you could add another castle on the back here to have a place to write. You could leave this blank to write on. But it does fit. It folds flat. Fits in a 5x7 envelope. Everything will fold. Just make sure when you're folding everything down, everything stays within these margins. But there's our pillar, standing or 3D pillar column card in 5x7. All right, that's it for me. If you like this video, you're probably going to like the one coming up next, and I will see you over there. Have a great day. Stay crafty. Bye.